Oh, okay. That's weird. Anyways, hello everybody. You you want to make a smooth door like this with smooth geometry, I guess. Yeah, looks pretty nice. Well, you might use this in your Gary's Mod maps or TF2 maps. It doesn't really matter. But before I even get any farther, just know that I'm using Hammer++ to make this video, but I'm not going to be using any of the features of Hammer++. I'm just going to be using normal features. I'm not going to use, you see, for this I used a Hammer++ feature, but you can do this exact same thing with normal Hammer. So first, I haven't even tested this out yet, but based on my theory, this should work. So go to your block tool and get a spike. Spike here, right here. But instead, turn the sides down to 3. Now, top view, just go ahead and place this thing down. Make it a 4 on the grid of 32. Make it a 4x4 on all sides. Press enter, build it. Boom. Now we have that. But how is this beautiful? But how would it make? Ugh. I'm sorry. Well, in these videos, I have trouble speaking. Well, how is this gonna create this? Well, first of all, what I did for these doorways is pretty easy enough. I just used clipping tool to just cut off these edges, normal. But for these, in normal hammer, it's a bit different, but it's pretty easy. So now that you have your funny looking spike here, but I don't even need it to be 4x4. But anyways, now go to your vertex manipulation tool. But this time, bind all of them to the grid. Just by doing this, okay. Okay, I get a bit confused on the... Okay. Now let me see. I'm theorizing that this should work. Completely work. Just fine. Yes, it will. And then just move these up like this. And there we go. Boom. You recreated that. Now, I have made this doorway here. So I'm just going to redo it. Just like this. I have it pre-made with no draw, and then we texture it later to make sure... Yeah, that's one of the tricks that I use. I just texture everything that I make no draw first. And then I do all the geometry editing. I cut all the parts out, customize it to what I want. Then take the... Yeah, a little trick here. You don't have to select individual surfaces and then go to select your texture and then apply them. Instead, you can just take this texture, and if you right-click on whatever other surface, then it applies it to there, which is pretty cool, and it's a pretty handy shortcut. So it's kind of like picking a block in Minecraft. You just middle-click, and then suddenly, oh yeah, you got that block, and now you can just continue using it without having to go back to your item menu. Yeah, pretty cool. So now, what are we going to do with this? Well, let's just make this first. So, firstly, let me just do the same thing I said earlier. Clipping tool on that. Go over here. Clipping tool. Boom, boom. There we go. Then, at last, I have this thing here. I have these on this grid. Pretty much the exact same thing. Delete. Delete. Now you can use this for any doorway. It doesn't have to be opened by this grid. That's what it's just what I'm using here. But now we have these. Now I gotta do these from one of the side views, not the front one. Clipping tool again, and boom, boom. Delete, delete, and boom. But these are ugly. Look, we have a pointy edge here. We don't want that. So, like we did earlier, let me just... it'll be fine. This is the exact same thing, so it'll be fine. Now, what I'm going to do here is basically take it, roll it around, put it up to here, take it like this. Now, this is when the carving tool comes in handy. Just go up here, carve, move it away, and wow, smooth surface. It makes your doorways so much smoother. It makes them look much more handled. Much more... I don't know, optimized, but not really. I'm not sure if this is optimizing the doorways or not, but I am kind of new to Hammer. I've only been doing things for a month, so I'm not an expert. I just know a lot about it. And then carve again, and then boom. There we go. Perfect doorway. Same exact thing. And we'll use that exact same trick that I talked about before. Using that right click trick. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. This video was made for beginners like me. So, but I just learned this. I just figured this out. I was actually making some geometry and I wanted to make him look that good, but I was trying to use the clipping tool because in Hammer++ you have 3 lines for the clipping tool, and I was trying to get it configured around it. So what I did is when that little ledge was cut off, when this little thing was left off, I kept it and decided I could just use the carve tool to carve it off again of all the other sides, which is a pretty handy tool when it comes to this. And I'm just going to load up my game and show how it looks. I am using Garry's Mod. So let me just load up Garry's Mod for this. I'm actually using the Hammer++ TF2 hammer editor because I can't figure out how to mount it. I can't figure out how to use Source SDK to mount things. Like I said, I am a kind of a beginner too. But this is just one of the things that I figured out. But anyways, I'm going to load this map up in Garry's Mod, and I'll see you in a minute, and we'll see how it looks. Alright, so we are in add-on list Garry's Mod, and it is all working. Our map is nice and good. A bit of a shadow difference there. I don't know really how to fix that. Somebody could figure that out. And yep, that's pretty